welcome you once again to my platform. Yeah, this is Kenneth Bindya Peter, an artist, and obviously an art educator, cutting across all different areas of art. That is from art history, knowing the evolution and the transitions that have happened in the art field. That is from the days of the prehistoric art, looking at different periods. For example, look at the Renaissance, the Egyptian art, the ancient Greek art. So that is all part of being an art educator, where we need to understand where art is coming from to where it is. As I'm speaking about that, I just want to speak briefly about the journey of the KYABAZINGA portrait. That is the art and culture. Yeah, it has been one of the most exciting moments of my life, and I've had a lot of people ask me questions how I came to get into the palace, how I reached to take some of those intense moments in the palace. Yeah, and to briefly speak about that, I had a goal that one day I will have to appear on TV. I will have to appear in newspapers. That is exactly when I'm still at campus. So as I was doing the different kinds of artworks, the portraits I've been doing, it so happens that one time a friend of mine, she was in Gulu. That is, she was doing some nursing courses in Gulu. So she reaches out to me and she tells me, you know what, the KYABAZINGA is going to celebrate his birthday very soon, and we can see you having some good artwork. Can't you really make a portrait? Initially, I had an idea of making portraits for those public figures. The idea was in existence. So, in the process, I decided to work out a way forward, pushing it on. I started sketching, doing work, getting the necessary requirements, and immediately after getting all the necessary requirements, I decided to get a contact from one of the flyers that was passing around, the organizers of the event. So when I come to that point, I decided, when I called, I remember one of them picked me, and I told him, you know what, I'm having a portrait. I'm having a portrait I'm working on, and I would love to present it to the KYABAZINGA. Lero mpawire irobozi tuso kusima kwange yaiwo mwene kuba babo tuleze era abasoga tulishirana baba tusimye chongero ndeke muwane baba ni baba KYABAZINGA ziramu wakani ya baba waife KYABAZINGA. He was positive, and on being positive, he gave me a contact for the minister in charge of the KYABAZINGA affairs, that is Owichitiibwa Udaya Pavie. Oh, it was intense, but obviously I had to take an initiative to bring, because if it is me going to take something, I needed to take an initiative to carry on, because it is me who has to take it there. So I decided to call the minister and inform her about the project I was carrying out. She gave me a go ahead, since she is in charge of all the affairs of the KYABAZINGA. So she was the right person. She was the right person to contact at the moment. And when she decided that you can come forward, I felt like there was an ice cold water that was poured on my body. It was intense. I decided to go for my programs at church. It was an overnight. I went for the overnight. Then from the overnight, early in the morning, it was a Friday, early in the morning, I started trekking. I got a taxi and I was heading to Jinja City. I was heading to Jinja City and I was heading to the palace that morning. Yeah, it was not an obvious case. Reason being, they had only invited 500 dignitaries, and most were directors of schools, directors of companies, those partners of the Busoga kingdom, the friends of the Busoga kingdom. They had gotten people from other different kingdoms to come. So others were from out of the country. It was not an obvious case. It was not an obvious case for me to just come and get into the palace when I'm not invited. So I reached and I was seated just around the gate. I couldn't get in. And from that moment, I started thinking twice what could be my fate. But by the grace of God, I repeat it, by the grace of God, I called the minister, Bindya. She took me as a son. She said, you know what, wait for me, I'm coming. So I stayed there, waited for her. And on her arrival, she told the security guards, because I could see the UPDF around. So she told the security guards, the security that was on ground, that this one is our special guest. That this one is our special guest. So on saying that this one is our special guest, I was, Lord Jesus, I thank you for the favor. So we got in and I was taken as a special guest. That's the moment I met by the then Professor Balunya Waswa of Makerere, that is Mobs. That is Mobs. That's the business center of Makerere. So I met him. He was so happy for me. And on being happy for me, he decides to give me some money. It was not much, but it was just a token of appreciation. For what I'd done. I was so blessed. I met other important people in the kingdom. And on meeting these people in the kingdom, I was taken as someone who was special, because that's how they were addressing me. That this is our special guest. And that's how I was moving within the kingdom. So I was given a way out to start touring around the kingdom. So I started moving around the kingdom. different places, taking photos here and there, and it was really looking awesome because that's how everything was going on. So I moved all parts. Just now I entered everywhere. Because the event was starting at around 4 p.m. I remember I'd come early. By around 10 a.m. I was already in Ginger and I was already in the palace. So there was nothing much for me to go here and there. So I decided to move east and west, moving around, enjoying the beauty, because the palace is raised on top of a hill. And it's raised on top of the hill. As it is raised on top of the hill, there is the beauty of Lake Victoria on the other sides. So on an elevated point of view, you can easily look at the entire city. You can look at the entire city, and that's how everything was. So that's how the journey was moving. I was still waiting. I kept the patience. So at around 4 p.m., people started coming in. I saw all different kinds of vehicles. I saw different MPs by then. I saw Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga. I saw Honorable Justin Lumumba Kasule. I saw the different MPs from Jinja, the different MPs from Busoga. I saw the government officials, and I saw that put tables. I saw people represented from Madivan. I saw it was too much. It was too much, and by the grace of God, time came as people were giving in whatever they're voting for the KYABAZINGA. That was the moment I was waiting for. So what I decided to do, it is that when my moment came, I was called by the Prime Minister of Busoga. That is Katikro Joseph Muvawala. Is the executive director, but probably is the leader of the National Development Authority. Yeah, but he holds a certain position, and at least I'm sure about that. So I was called in front. It was an honor for me to stand before the Prime Minister. It was an honor for me to stand before the Prime Minister, and I was like, oh Jesus, this is what I've been. So they unveiled me before everyone, and I was like, oh wow, this is beautiful. All cameras were on me. From NTV. Alikuliza masigari tanga baba zendi kufaka mwenu bongera mweko mamba wemu waine byokusoleka ebisinga. From BBS, from Baba TV, from Soul, whatever, all these people had come to take a snap, and I reached, and confidently, Mommy, allow me call her Mommy. Mwami Daniel chitimba webale, usoke kusimie, okuleta dale ni Uganda. Because she loved me, she extended me. Then she brought me closer. So when I reached to hand over the portrait, the KYABAZINGA was right in front of me. in front of you. Showing him my artistic impression. Showing my artistic impression. It was awesome. I received a lot of applause. I received a lot of connections. The kingdom gave in to help me do some things concerning my gifting. I took a photo with the KYABAZINGA. From that I appeared in some newspapers. I then found that camera people, journalists were over asking about my identity, where I was from, how to give out, and everyone, and that was it. So in the night, when I was leaving, my teachers of St. Mary's Chitende had also been invited, and as Chitende was given a table. So on Chitende being given a table, my teachers were there seated, and when they saw me, they really became happy. Can you imagine? From that event, I was transported back. I was transported by my teachers, and since I was still at campus, that is how I came to get my first job. They connected me to some place, and on connecting me, it was a pleasure. I got a job, but by then I was going back to study. I got a job and I was part-timing there. As I was part-timing, I was going back to study because I had to go. Remember, I was from Chambogo University, and when I came back to Chambogo the following week, my lecturers, fellow students, everyone was proud of me. And they were telling me, thank you for representing us as a university. Thank you for doing this. Thank you, whatever. It was really, really awesome. It was really awesome. And that was how I enjoyed my life at campus, seeing that my gift was starting to profit. My gift was starting to pave the way. And I want to tell you that after that session, the minister in charge of the KYABAZINGA affairs did not leave me the same. I remember I did for her own portrait. And on doing for her own portrait, she gave me money. I remember I found her in Tinder. That I was from Chambogo. I went to Tinder and I found her there. She gave me money. And on reaching there, I got a chance to be introduced to, by then, the Miss Africa, Miss Universe number 3, and that is Miss Uganda by day. That was Queen Abenacho. I got to see her in the time when she was in her prime, and it was really awesome. However, I missed out doing for a portrait. But it was really, really a big boost for me. And the minister advised me. She gave me some good counsel. I was really impressed by how she handled me. It took on a while as she was speaking to me, words of counsel, encouraging me, introducing me to other people, and surely it was paying off. My confidence was boosted. And I came to learn a lot of things. One, believing in myself was the most important part. From then, that's why I got a project to do the presidential portrait. Yeah, I got people who were aspiring to become MPs, whatever, and I was given to do a presidential portrait, and I did a portrait of Museveni, and this opened up doors for me. It opened up doors for me because they could see exactly what I was doing, and I started doing a lot of art and benefiting from it as I was studying, because now I went back to Makerere to study, that is Masters in Education Policy and Planning, which I related more looking into the vocational side of education in Uganda. I did research studies, I did everything, and it has paid off. I cannot say it all, what next, but there is something that is being worked out, and I'm sure everything is okay. So that was part of the journey of the KYABAZINGA portrait. I want to encourage us that at times it is not money that we need to operate some things. At times we just need only access after doing some things. And that access can start from within you. It starts from within internal. That within you believe that you can make it. And that is what exactly happened to date. I'm glad that in my youthful stage, there are some young people who have been inspired by what I'm doing, who have been mentored by me, and some are doing great. Some of them are in newspapers already, some are doing a lot of things outside, some have started up their own projects also, and it is very, very encouraging. And I still take on the burden to educate, like I said in the beginning, that I'm an art educator, so I still take on the burden to educate my fellow young people so that we can go on. So that is how the journey was for the KYABAZINGA portrait and all it brought into my life. Yeah, thank you so much. I remain Kenneth Bindya at Art Students Connect. Amasomero zimbye ofubye kukulwanyisa obwavu bambo zimbye institute abana bali kwene